Okay, we're here doing practice with Road Atlanta FD round 2. Just did our first lap, had a chase with Taguchi. Got a little bit behind coming up the hill. Got to make some adjustments. I think we'll be good though. The track is super hot and the air is super hot. And the car is super hot. But we're gonna be good. Got a battle coming up with Diego, our FuelTech teammate, so should be a fun one. All right, practice is done. Top 32 starting. It's hotter than 10 hells out here. Thankfully, I got Andrew fanning with one of our cool down or kneel down mats. About to go up against Diego Higa, and see what happens here. Wish we'd have got more laps than what we'd have gotten, but I think we got what we need to get it done. So, on me, gotta go do it.
Type S and AutoZone, so thank you for their support. And Diego Higa pulls to the line. He will lead. Taylor Hull will give chase. Diego Higa, Ryan, we've seen him in Hyperdrive, the Netflix show. You've spent some time with him and his family and team over in Brazil. What's some other points of interest for Diego Higa? What's he normally compete in?
Well, he usually drives a 350Z. That's what their shop is famous for, building and maintaining Nissan. So 350Z is his vehicle of choice. But this was a big jump, I think, for him to such a high horsepower car.
Here we go. Diego Higa will lead. Taylor Hull giving chase. I mean, come on. He's practically wearing a cowboy hat in the cockpit of that Corvette. Diego Higa initiates into that first inside flip. Let's see how Higa handles it. Taylor Hull needs to gain some ground here. Higa, he gets very disrupted by going off course. Higa goes in that second outside zone. Taylor Hull does gain some ground with those Kenda tires, ripping up into that second. Oh, and Diego Higa shuts it down. That's going to be an incomplete. You see his hand go out the window. Yeah, that will be a massive incomplete there for Diego Higa. A big advantage for the Corvette. Diego Higa. Taylor Hull has a major advantage here, that Comp Cam's Corvette. So Diego, he's leaving just way early. Taylor's like, whoa, that's way early. But yeah, I think Diego's just gonna go through the course. Maybe shake things down and see what's going on. Hopefully, just not 100% on power. All right, so Taylor Hull, as long as he completes the course. Taylor Hull in the Comp Cams Corvette gets the win. Your Georgia boy advances on into the top 16. Congratulations to the Comp Cams Kenda Tire Corvettes.
All right, just finished our top 32 battle against our FuelTech teammate Diego. Unfortunately for him, he sounded like he was definitely having some issues. Car was breaking up, shutting off. He straightened up a couple times in front of me in his lead first. Definitely a challenge, but he ended up just shutting it down. So I knew in my lead all I had to do was lay a lap down, so we went out there, did an ultra conservative deal. Didn't want to go off the track. Course ended up actually still going off the track there at the very end, just pushing the limits a little bit unnecessarily. Almost made a pretty big mistake, but it was crazy because he jumped the start a ton, like 4 bus lengths, I'm sure, just to try and compensate for his car breaking up, to give himself a chance, which of course I get, but it threw my timing off. On the first one, I jumped the start just because he left so early, it just sort of messed me up. And then the second one, he jumped it even more, but I waited till the lights went out that time and went. I've never really tried to initiate with somebody in front of me before, so that was a little bit of a challenge. But we made it through, and we're going to top 16 for the very first time in pro here at Road Atlanta at my home track. I get to get introduced to my hometown crowd. I'm very, very excited about that, very grateful. So thanks to all our partners, our crew, and of course all of our wonderful fans here at Road Atlanta. Let's go get it. All right, we're out here, top 16 opening ceremonies for the first time here at my home track, Road Atlanta. Got all these great people in the grandstands, and on that side, a ton of people here. They say this is the biggest Formula Drift event ever, surpassing Long Beach from the last time. So I hope you're out here. If you're not, I hope you're watching live on TV, and we'll do a recap video after this is over. Hopefully this thing goes well for us. I think with the second battle up against Darren Kelly and that sweet Aston Martin V12 sounds crazy. This thing's pretty wild too. See if we can put him on the trailer.
But while we wait, let's throw it down to Lorette. Nickel, Lorette, how's the vibe down there?
Well, Taylor Hull was in the burnout box when he called his 5 minutes. And Taylor, my gosh, your heart must have dropped to the floor. What did you have to fix?
So we lost the blower belt in the burnout box, which is a thing that you sometimes fight with superchargers, but we've been really solid all weekend, never lost a belt all weekend. Of course, it's line up for top 16 at your home track when you lose one. So we went back, the crew and me, we all got it sorted out, and it's on there. We didn't even have time to put the hood back on because we only had 6 seconds left on Kevin's clock. So we're going to go out there and give it hell.
Best of luck. Thanks so much, guys.
Competitiveness, and anybody could really win. That's what I love about what is transpiring here in Atlanta, and a shape of things to come for the entirety of the season. Let's see, Darren Kelly representing New Zealand, the heart of racing, Aston Martin. Little shimmy there on initiation. Taylor Hall, who did have issues with his belt, but now it looks like he's got it strapped back together. He's got the power in that Comp Cams Corvette, but Darren Kelly would love to advance onto the Grade 8. Now into that front clip, out of the keyhole. You can see Taylor Hall dips that. Oh no! Taylor Hall maybe down on power again, maybe an issue. It came out and it looked like it corrected. Let's take a look at it again. Again, Darren Kelly on initiation. You did see that shimmy. It wasn't the cleanest. Watch this approach. What are your thoughts,
I love the sound of his car. Every time I hear it, it makes me want to borrow it and drive it down my street at 3 o'clock in the morning to annoy my neighbors. But unfortunately for Taylor Hall, even though, as you said, a shimmy by the lead driver up front, right here he gets super close. As he backs off and transitions back around, the car is going to come to a stop, and he has to almost reinitiate. I believe the judges are going to give that incomplete. You can see the smoke line completely disappearing for Taylor Hall coming down the hill. And he had a really great opportunity. He's surging here. He's keeping the proximity on. He's trying to find an opportunity to attack. Great job on that inside clip. And right here, you can see the smoke starting to diminish. And then he becomes a non-factor.
Don't know what happened to Taylor Hall, but Taylor Hall did call his competition timeout already, but don't know if he has to retire. All right, talking to his spotter, his lovely wife, saying that unfortunately the belt has fallen off once again on Taylor Hall's vehicle. This is home track, doing it for Georgia, but unfortunately he does have to retire, so that'll be a DNF for Taylor Hall. That means Darren Kelly will advance on, not the way you want to win, but an advancement nonetheless. So Taylor Hall retires. He doesn't have another competition timeout, and guess what? There's a lot of exhaust notes here in Formula Drift, but this one definitely sounds pretty exotic. The heart of racing, Aston Martin, Darren Kelly from New Zealand, advancing on into the Grade 8. He will go against Christoph Blusch in the Torque Motorsports Grade 8. Let's lay out and listen to Darren Kelly in the heart of racing, Aston Martin. If I'm not mistaken, this could be the best advancement we've seen for Darren Kelly and the heart of racing, Aston Martin.
Well, as you can see, that's an empty pulley. Yeah, man, Mike used the word, just devastating. Had a really good chase. We had the Kenda tires hooked up, our comp cams. Corvette was fast. Finally got that speed that we'd been searching for, just in Yellowspeeds and taking tire pressure out and doing all the things, but wasn't meant to be. Really thought we had a good chance to win that battle after I had such a good chase, and the belt just came off right there at the end. So super disappointed, especially to have this happen at home track, but just a plague that just keeps on biting us apparently. So thank you guys for being a part of it. No fun.